Welcome once again to Eastern Newsbeat, Bill Page reporting, and the director today is Tricia Ziemer. Today we're at the RACV AOMC British and European Motor Show for 2020, and I'm talking to Allan Fabry, and you're the president of the MG Car Club.
That's correct, yes, president for the last 3 years. And
the MG part of it is just a part of this big show, isn't it?
Oh yes, but it's our major event for the year in terms of the Concours. We have a few major events each year, one being our presentation night, of course, but this is the major event, and we've got 205 cars here today, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and there's a whole variety of different cars. Yeah. I was amazed how many different shapes MGs come in, to be honest.
Yes, well, we've got them from about 1932 onwards right through to the current Chinese-built cars. Probably the majority of cars that are here are MGBs and the MGAs that are here. So.
Mm-hmm. And you're the proud owner of this red one behind us.
Yes, this is a 1968 MGC. They built them between 1967 and 1969. They built 4,500 Roadsters, which this is a Roadster, and 4,500 GTs. They were originally introduced to take the place of the Austin Healey 3000.
So you said Roadster. What does Roadster mean?
Roadster is a soft top car.
Oh, okay.
With the top down there, Roadster cars.
Uh-huh.
But then we've got GT cars, and there isn't any GT cars here, but they've got the fastback with them.
And there are a lot of red cars. Does red make the car go faster?
It sure makes them go faster. What we always joke with people at the MG Car Club when they introduce themselves as a new member and they say they've bought an MGB, we say, what colour? And when they say it's red, and the majority of them are red, they always get a big laugh anyhow, so yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the club itself. Why would you become a member, and how do you become a member?
Well, it's easy to become a member. You become a member, you just go online and the information is there. But the club is 62 years old. We're certainly the largest single mark club in Australia. We have 1,900 members.
Well, what's a single mark club?
Single mark being MG cars.
Oh, so single brand.
Yes, just single brand cars. So we have 1,900 members in the club, about 1,300 main members, and the others are family members, and we have about 1,100 cars on club plates.
So do you generally have to have an MG to be part of the club?
Mostly, but we do have cars that aren't MGs. With cars, you've had members over many years that might have sold their MG. Some of them have got MX-5s cars, some of them have got Jaguars and all sorts of things. So we have a register which is a non-mark register, and they can still go in events, but they go in events in their own class, that's all.
All right. So they're all British cars, or it could be any car?
Well, it could be any car, but all of the MGs are of course, British cars, except the latest models, the Chinese cars, that's all, but the rest are all British.
So MG's owned by Chinese firm?
MG now is owned by SIAC, SIAC, a China company. I think they're the second or third largest car manufacturers in the world. They produce Volvo in China, and they produce General Motors Holden cars in China.
Mm-hmm. So what does the club offer people who become members?
Well, if you look at our club calendar, there's something for everybody. We have a lot of social events. We have competition events, where this is a competition event here, but we also have a hill climb event, we have sprint events, we have motor carnacross, all sorts of events. We have a very strong Youth on Wheels program as well, where youth from 12 to 18 can drive, and we teach them to drive, not on public roads, in private areas. We operate Robbery Hill Climb, and that's where they work out there. We have 2 cars in the club. We have a midget and an MGB, which is especially set aside for the youth, which belong to the club, and they take them out to Rob Roy.
Okay. Now you've got a magnificent red MG here, and I'm looking at the motor right now. It is spotlessly clean. I could eat a meal off it. So how do you keep it so clean?
It's not difficult to keep it clean, because after each event I do wash my car, but a little secret I do with the motor, I often put 2 or 3 socks on one hand, and wherever you can get your hand around a part on the motor, you can clean the oil off, and it's really good. And I see people with cloths and all sorts of things, but if you can get your fingers in somewhere and you've got 3 or 4 socks on it, it's perfect for cleaning. That's what I do. That's my secret.
Okay. So you do that after every time you start the motor up?
No. I mean, if I'm driving this, I'll take the car home tonight. I'll generally wash it and clean it and get all the road dust off it. And the next time there's an event on, then I'll do the cleaning.
Oh, okay. So you've got special plates there. You can't drive it on the road all day, every day, can you?
Well, my plates are historic plates and club permit plates. As I said, we got about 1,100 cars, and you have to fill in your logbook each time. Now you can, for ours, my particular instance, for 45 days of driving, I'm paying $73 a year. So that's, and I have to fill the logbook in each time. Everybody fills the logbook in. So you can have 45 days or you can have 90 days, but you must complete the logbook each time. And the issue is that if you're pulled up and you haven't completed your logbook, your car is considered unregistered. It's taken off the road, and the fine is $850. So they're quite fair dinkum about it. And you can't use the car on club plates for gain. You know, I mean, I could.
You couldn't be a Uber driver.
I couldn't be a Uber driver with it, and I couldn't. I could take my niece to her wedding, but I wouldn't be able to charge her. That sort of thing. So.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So, how long have you been a member of the actual club?
I joined in 1998, so for me it's my 22nd year incoming now. But we've got 50-year members in the club, still coming along. Our club meets on the second Wednesday of each month, and we would have about 180 to 200 members come along to our monthly meeting.
Wow.
So it's a good number.
Geez, how do you keep that under control?
The club is split into registers. For instance, there's the A register, and they're all the MGAs. Then there's the B register, and so on. And each register runs their own events. They're autonomous in the sense that they have their own committee, they have their own finances, and at the end of the year all of those are put together and consolidated into the club's accounts, which are audited. So each register controls themselves. But there's plenty of things on. If you want to go on an early morning run, you want to go on a luncheon run, the T register, we just recently went on a run down to Flinders, where we met at 7:30 in the morning at Southland Shopping Centre, and then we drove to Flinders, had a barbecue breakfast, and then by about 11 o'clock it's all finished and you can drive home again. Yeah. Or there's a dinner, or there's something on for everybody.
Yeah. I can feel your enthusiasm, and I feel the enthusiasm from all the people here.
Yes.
What is it that's so special about a lump of metal that's probably 70 or 80 or more years old, moulded into a particular shape? What's that all about?
Oh, look, I think that you're either a car buff or you're not a car buff. And whether it's the MG Car Club or the Jaguar Car Club or the Triumph Car Club, I think we just like the historic value of the cars. The cars aren't super expensive. MGs are probably one of the class of cars which are relatively inexpensive to get into. Parts are readily available, and I think that, you know, when you look around here, they're all enthusiasts. They all love their cars. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll better wrap it up here. Yeah, we're getting the wind up from Tricia. I've been talking to Allan Fabry.